I'm just sitting here trying to understand why I look this good and I am this single. Like, I have my own money, I have my own mind, I have my own business, but I don't have my own man. Like, help!
Is anyone interested in helping this lady out? I would volunteer to help, but unfortunately, guys, I actually have a underwater ceramics class I need to be attending instead. So if any of you gentlemen are interested in helping this lady out, just get in touch with me via email. But in all seriousness, men do not care about the career accomplishments of women when we're trying to choose a girlfriend or a wife or whatever the case may be. Okay, so this, where are all the good men at? Where are all the men at, gentlemen? I mean, they have their pick of the litter, but they just want the guy that doesn't want them. But what is going on, guys? It is Taylor the Fiend back again with another response video. And on today's show, guys, we're going to be unpacking this TikTok as well as having a look at a couple little articles on the side. Just hinting at where are all of the men going. And we've got this interesting article as well over here, guys, which is why progressive women, those career we can do it too women, want to date men who act like conservatives. So we'll be jumping into this article as well. But before we get into it, guys, if you're new here, you're liking the videos, make sure you subscribe on your way in. Come and join the Discord link in the description if you haven't already. And if you'd like to support the channel, make sure you check out the Patreon link in the description. If you're interested in becoming a supporter, that's a great way to help out the channel and continue our growth, gentlemen. But guys, wait, let me just switch back into the first screen and we'll watch the TikTok again together and have a bit of a laugh at it. So I'm just going to switch back and away we go, boys.
So, I'm just sitting here trying to understand why I look this good
This good, guys. This good.
and I am this single. Like,
It's so funny, man. These girls, imagine this, okay? I want you guys to imagine that you're a girl and you have relationship problems. It just boggles my mind, man. These people, they can choose the partners that they have in their life. There are plenty of men who would be willing to get into a relationship with a girl like this. There would be plenty of men, okay? But, they want the guys that don't like them, the ones that don't reply to them, the ones that invite them over for some friendly activities at 2 a.m. in the morning once a week on a Wednesday, right? Like these girls have the choice. Okay, these people want to feel bad for a girl. Man, imagine feeling bad for this girl in this situation. I just can't do it. I really can't.
I have my own money, I have my own mind, I have my
You have your own money, you have your own business. Men don't care about that stuff. Are you feminine? Are you a pleasure to be around? That's what men care about. Men are not interested in a challenging individual who's accomplished with like a business acumen. What the hell are men going to use a business acumen for? Is that is not a criteria in the girl that we're after, guys. Now we'll get some guys who say, "Well, Taylor, I like girls who have business acumen. I like a girl with her own business." I mean, cool. Um, but in general, guys, men are just not interested in this crap. We're just we're just not. Especially when you want to have a family, guys, and you're talking about a girl who's actually feminine and a pleasure to be around. You don't go into corporate for 40 years and be a pleasure to be around, generally speaking. Not to mention the fact that I mean, where all the if you're going to have a family, you can't be doing it at 40, right? It's just
own business, but I don't have my own man. Like, help!
and she's shouting about it. Right? It's almost like it's this crazy enigma that they can't figure out about where their man has gone. Like, oh well, how come I can't find a man, guys? I'm not going to be the one to tell them. They can just figure it out by themselves, I suppose. Because at this point, like a lot of men will voice what they want, right? But a lot of men are ashamed. Here's the thing, guys. Men are not encouraged to say what they want in a girl. If you want to say, "Hey, I like a girl who's not overweight," you're all of a sudden the terrible man. You have to man up and accept the girls the way that they come, right? But if you're a broke guy, you're an ugly guy. Hell, you're just a broken ugly guy, right? But if you're a girl, it's like, oh, you got time. It's okay. You'll find a man. Okay, dude, whatever. Let's look at this article, guys. Why progressive women want to date men who act like conservatives? And we're just going to jump right into it before we give some thoughts, all right? My friend Mark, 36 is a catch by many New York City standards. He's good looking, highly educated, and a talented photographer. He's also progressive and participates in protests and gives to the left leaning causes. And Mark is looking for love. He wants to get married and have kids. In a liberal city like New York, swimming with single women wishing they weren't, one could assume Mark wouldn't have a problem finding a mate. And while he dates and recently had a couple of short-lived relationships, Mark remains single. He's trying to understand why. Here's the thing, Mark. You're looking for a girl to build a family with, uh, in New York. In New York, man. Okay, we talk a lot on this channel about Western girls being not exactly fit for marriage, to put it politely, okay? And a lot of guys' solutions to that is, well, I'm going to travel overseas, I'm going to go to other sorts of countries and find the wife elsewhere, which fair enough, okay? But trying to look for a girlfriend or a wife in New York, man, that's like trying to find some. I can't think of an analogy right now, but man, you're not going to find it there. You're just, you might as well just look everywhere. If you're going to pick somewhere that you have a 0% chance of finding a girl like that, New York is the place. Okay? And let's just go back to the title of the article and address that, all right? Why do progressive women want to date men who act like conservatives? Because they want all the traditional values while not having to uphold them themselves. These girls want to I want a man to take me on the first 3 dates. I want a man who looks after me. I want a man who does all of these things. But at the same time, you know what? I don't have to be feminine. I don't have to be cooperative. I don't have to be polite. You know, screw men, right? Like who cares about men? You see how it's like it's a the girl gets excuse me, the girl gets all of the benefit and the guy gets none of it. You see that? So in other words, like the guy's expected to hold up his traditional roles, but the girl isn't. You try and tell a progressive girl to cook something, my goodness, you're gonna have a bit of a brawl on your hands. All right. Now let's get into the rest of the story. Oh no, I'm really open-minded and cool about gender stuff on dates. Like, what the hell? Cool about gender stuff. But I always feel like I'm walking on eggshells, he told me. If I pay for dinner, it signals I don't have value. I don't value my date as my equal, so I'm super casual about it all. If she wants to pay or split it or whatever, that's fine with me. I told Mark that despite his best intentions, his egalitarian dating style could be the problem that's holding him back. While some women balk at any hint of traditional male gender behavior, more lament the loss of chivalry. I'm one of them. I find it attractive when a man plans our first few dates and knowingly walks curbside when we're together. It signals he wants to protect me from passing traffic or errant puddle splashes. When I was a kid, my mum would tell me to always walk curbside, but I assumed my generation of women would think it's too old fashioned, Mark told me. Now I'm really confused. Here's the thing, Mark. Don't buy them dates. Here's the thing, guys. Giving these perks to girls who do not deserve them, I mean, you're just asking to have a bad time in relationships. This guy's going. Sounds like he's the type of guy who would go through a lot of pain in relationships, and in his own words, as described in the article, not really understand why. Okay, you guys have to be careful with your commitment and the things that you give away to girls, because the default. Okay, if you were to take society's default advice, the default advice is men should give away these things for nothing. Right. And not only will they say that men should give away these things for nothing, they'll also say that, you know what, if you don't, then you're less of a man. Right? So these girls will take your chivalry if they can. Hell, give me some free chivalry. Do I have to be feminine and cooperative and pleasant in return? Hell no, they say. Okay, so guys, like these are things that are reserved for girls who have earned a place in your life. Okay, not just girls who are random, New York City women, gentlemen. I mean, really. Like, it's so funny that these girls complain about the loss of chivalry, yet there's no reason to be chivalrous for them. Guys, I've posted a video a few hours before this one. I would encourage you guys to go and watch it. And the girl's literally just saying that flirting is okay. Girls are allowed to flirt with other dudes in front of their man just because they're, quote, warming up the room. Like relationships in 2021, guys, like I wish I could tell you that they were these great things where You could just, for one, open up to your partner. You could do all of these nice and kind things, and they wouldn't be taken for granted. But unfortunately, guys, if you're a polite guy, if you're nice, you're the type of guy who wants to open doors, uh, buy all the dates, all that kind of stuff. I mean, a lot of the time these days, it's just going to be interpreted as weakness. And that's really sad to say, right? Because we got a lot of. I'll keep going with the story in a second, guys. But we got a lot of guys over here who would like to be nice to people. Excuse me, would like to be nice to people, right? A lot of guys are good guys who would love to be able to lead and pay for a date and all this kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, like a lot of times, these things just get thrown back in your face. Spending $200 on a dinner date because you want to take her out somewhere nice, and then you realize that she's seen 4 other guys that week. These girls are ruthless, man. All right. Let's go on with the New York dating scene is swimming with progressive women, and many of them want men who'll pick up the check. Any takers, guys? Any takers? The female desire to feel protected and looked after is built into our DNA, says evolutionary psychologist Jeffrey Miller, a professor at the University of New Mexico and author of several books, including The Mating Mind. It's a mismatch between what progressive women say they want and what they actually respond to, Miller told me. Wow, this guy actually sounds like he has a clue. It's always good when you read things like this, or you look into relationships and some of the stuff we cover here on the channel, guys, and people actually have a clue, right? So we covered your boy Posh recently doing interviews, street interviews at night, and it's good to see that there are people out here who are aware of the kind of things that are going on. Like it makes me so happy to see, man. Women's instinctive mate preferences have evolved for hundreds of thousands of years for guys who are competent, strong, good providers, good protectors, and happy with a division of labor, he added. Women want decisive men who are also compassionate and thoughtful. A 2018 study from Iowa State University backs this up, reporting that progressive women prefer men who demonstrate more traditional mating behaviors. The woman found these men to be more attractive because they signal a willingness to invest by being protective, committed, and by providing resources. Guys, when I say don't give up your commitment, when I say I advocate for a bachelor lifestyle, I truly do, guys. I know I've got a lot of guys over here who in polls and stuff, we've seen a lot of gentlemen who watch my videos who are in long-term relationships, and that kind of like surprises me a bit, right? Because I talk about in this channel, guys, I really don't think that long-term commitment, things like marriage and stuff like that, I don't think that they benefit men in 2021. Okay, so that's pretty shocking. But when a girl is trying to get your attention, she wants you to do all of these things. And here's the kicker, right? They'll want you to do all of these things for free. For free. And not only that, they'll want you to do it for free, okay? While some other guy who provides none of these things is having fun with her on a Wednesday night at 2 in the morning. So you as a guy, you're expected to provide all of these things, and for what? Yeah? Like, these girls can't even give commitment properly, as if it's a difficult thing to give. Right? They were. Well, I'm 20. I've got 20 more years before I need to get married or have kids or anything like that. It's absolute craziness. Gwen Stefani presumably has no doubt of these findings. On July 3rd, the pop star, who was raised in Blue State, California, blah 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 blah, a native of whatever. Goodness me. When asked what she loves about her betrothed, Stefani gushed, "He's full of love and generosity, so you feel safe. You can lean on him and trust him." Guys, there's two types of categories. I've said this many times on the channel. There are two types of categories you'll be placed in as a guy. You'll be placed in the guy who's the marriage guy. You'll be placed in the provider guy who is there to give the feeling of security, safety, provisioning, all that stuff. You can be placed there. Or you can be placed as the guy who gets called over on a Wednesday at 2 a.m. or does the calling, right? Like there's... It's so disgusting, man, because the insidious part about this is that they'll use love to justify the picking later on. They'll say, oh yeah, all those guys in my 20s, I learned better. I've done my healing now, and now I'm ready for a real man to take control of my life and help me out with the kids that I've made, or whatever the case may be. And then they'll say, you know what, he's a good man, I love him. Meanwhile, they'll be cheating on him behind his back, okay? Because that's not what generates actual attraction. Those qualities, these provider type stuff, that's not what generates actual attraction. I'd encourage you guys to go and look up Briffault's law on Google. It's a very interesting read that kind of gets into a bit about what I'm trying to explain here. But let's keep going. My friend Rock, 44, exemplifies this same type of old school man. His girlfriend, 36, is a typical New York City progressive womanist, he said. Before me, she dated liberal arts and creatives. I work in corporate America and am much more conservative and methodical. I pay for stuff, open doors, and she likes that I walk on her right side because she has a mild case of scoliosis. He added, the couple has been together for 5 years. It's sad. It really is, right? Let's just have a look at this, okay? So her previous partners, guys, have been liberal artists and creatives, right? Emphasis on the multiple partners here, okay? And now this guy who works in this guy who works in corporate, he's the insurance policy. He's the coasting out the rest of her life smoothly. She's not actually attracted to this guy. She was attracted to these guys right here. Liberal artists and creatives. Okay, this guy is just a security deposit who she now loves for 5 years. I would not be surprised if she was cheating on him, thinking about it, or just waiting until she can divorce him. Okay, now that's a very cynical worldview for a lot of people who would be like, "Oh, Taylor, that's a bit too extreme," but that's certainly what I believe in this case. All right, now let's go down. Ari, 45, is a fundraising executive who dated a man in 2018 with similar left-leaning values and beliefs, but before long, his egalitarian dating attitude and lack of initiative to plan dates led to a breakup. At work, I'm the boss. I have to run the show, be the be the cheerleader, have tough conversations, she told me. I make decisions all day long. At the end of the day, I want my guy to say, "Babe, I got this." Kari's next boyfriend was a conservative who works in finance. Without fail, he would pick the day, place, set the time, and then ask if his plan worked for me. It felt great to know where he was taking care of it all. See, these things are kind of attractive, right? The picking the place, saying, get ready, this is where we go, and like taking a lead is certainly attractive, guys. Okay, but this whole provider crap, right? This whole providing attention, validation, money, for what, man? Well, I keep returning to that question because it's like, I mean, if all these other guys before you are paying for, not paying anything, and you're out here expected to pay money, guys, if you're in a relationship where you get a laundry list of demands and things that you have to do, please just leave it. Please, guys, like you'll find way better girls who will actually appreciate your effort. Like it's not even worth the time, guys. In fact, I would rather be by myself than be with someone who doesn't respect me and treats me like a source of chores and stuff like that. Okay, but guys, we're gonna read a bit more and then we'll wrap up today's video. I appreciate a man who opens the door for me and picks up the check. This makes me feel safe, like I can count on him for other things, Kari said, adding, I'm grateful when a man steps up and acts like a man. It makes me feel more feminine. While Kari and her boyfriend broke up for reasons outside of political views, she remains a womanist who will only date conservative men. Although she draws the line at far-right conspiracy theorists, while she met her most recent ex on a plane, she's now using dating apps to find that these articles, man, using dating apps to find her next love, and said she's more likely to swipe right on profiles of men who say they prefer more traditional dating behaviors. It's a good indicator that there's a shared mindset. Yeah, because you know what, guys? A man who pays for everything, a man who puts in all of this effort, who puts in all of his commitment, his validation, provides a safety net for her. He's a real man, right? He acts like a man. You see, because if you don't do these things for a woman, guys, you're not a man apparently. You want to live by yourself. You want to have a nice life. You want to have a calm life, a dog, get your career going, provide for yourself. You're not a real man because you're not providing in relationships. Isn't that crazy how just the shaming has gone so far trying to get men to do things? This, and make no mistake, guys, this level of brainwashing, it starts from a very young age. Very young age. I'm sure you guys have been back when you guys were children, you were told, oh, well, it's polite to open a door for girls go first, all that kind of crap. In 2021, guys, it's like, you got to ask yourself, what's the point, really? These girls will literally hook up with guys who spend like $2 on them at their local McDonald's on some fries and then just go back to their house. So I don't know. I don't know. We as men, are we just supposed to pick up these girls when they're 30 and 40 and they're done with their career and looking for an insurance policy? I really don't think so. But guys, we're going to call today's video there. Hope you enjoyed. Make sure you leave your comments, your thoughts. As always, guys, interested to see what you guys say. I do try and read as many comments as I can. It's getting a bit difficult now with the sheer amount, but be sure to leave your comments. Have a read of other gentlemen's around here, guys. Subscribe if you're new or if you're liking the videos. And as always, if you'd like to support the channel, make sure you check out the Patreon link in the description. If you're interested in becoming a supporter, that's a fantastic way to do so. And yeah, gentlemen, we're going to wrap it up there. As always, take care of yourselves, and I will see you boys in the next one. Peace.